Greetings and salutations, my fine fanatic fellows. We are the Broken Weebs, and welcome to the first installment of the so-called podcast. My name is Elliot.
And I'm Cody. This is the Waifu tier list episode.
Now, with tier lists, I've never really quite liked them much. It's sort of very controversial when it comes to stating your opinion. Not everyone will agree with it. It's always up and down, yes and no's. So if you do get pissy about this at all, or your waifu wasn't present, then I do apologise. I just can't be bothered to deal with it.
I mean, might as well just start.
Yeah,
Nothing
I
else
mean,
better
I
to do.
guess. Oh no shit, we're here for a reason, aren't we?
Yep, these are in alphabetical order, by the way.
And if we do get some of the pronunciations wrong or have a aneurysm trying to remember the name, please be patient.
Blame Google Translate.
Google Translate hasn't done shit. It's by memory that's bad.
True.
God, I didn't even know how we start to actually address the characters. We'll just scroll down and show what the first line is.
Your average waifu be like.
Well, not always the average. Some are different. Some have magic, some have powers, some are useless, massive tits, so on and so forth.
Yep.
A large variety.
Yep. Alright. So, who is the first one then?
Amelia from RE0, a white-haired elf, half elf, I believe, I could be wrong, who has ice magic. I haven't seen RE0 in a while, so I'm not too sure.
I have never watched it, so... And I probably won't.
I do understand the appeal to Amelia, like the white hair, elves. I do have a thing for elves, so that is a factor. But I kind of feel like, because they're from RE0, I was given too much credit, but also not that much because of Rem also being high in popularity.
Who's that?
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Alright.
So let's take into consideration, if we were to say combat capabilities. I know you haven't seen the show, but ice magic-wise, where do you think they'd stand?
Just in ice, I mean, you can freeze, you can be real cool. No, B, I guess. But, I mean, the appeal, white hair's pretty cool, so.
The whole elven factor of it is quite nice. I haven't seen too much hint. Okay, fine.
Okay. I'll make my way around it, so it's fine. Alright. I'd say probably high B tier.
I mean, there's only B, there's no B plus, B minus.
Yeah, you'll see what I mean after, because again, he doesn't know tier lists, so.
I don't.
Yeah.
You can't put it in the middle.
Just put it in B, and then I'll talk to you later. Just put all the other people behind her in B tier.
Lovely. Next one.
Right, next one. Annie.
From Attack on Titan.
Okay, I haven't, because I've only just started season 4 of Attack on Titan. Probably gonna get shot for that. I like her. I did like her at the beginning and everything.
I mean, when it comes to the appeal of the character, I'd say they are pretty good.
Yeah.
Just, you don't really get to see too much of them in the show.
Yeah.
Mainly like the first season, but even then, they're military police.
Yeah, they leave to join the military police and then they get captured at the end.
Besides the Titan form, you've got a NASA.
Oh, yeah.
So, combat-wise, being
female Titan, yep.
Martial arts, hardening ability.
Yep.
So in that world...
Throwing Reiner across the room. Well, ground.
I guess that's okay.
Yeah. I'd say A tier, probably. But, I mean...
To be honest, I've seen significantly less stuff related to Annie than I have Amelia.
I mean, yeah, well... Annie's not really in Attack on Titan too much. It's only at the beginning, really. But I'd say A tier, because I actually do kind of like her. But, yeah.
If you insist.
I mean, if you got any other opinions, you...
No, not really. There's that one scene where she laughs maniacally when they try to capture her but fail. She transforms near the end of season 1. I do like that scene. That was cool.
Oh, is that the bit when they're like in the tunnel?
It's a creepy, sexy laugh. I like it. Anyway,
I,
don't
so,
question my taste. I know they're odd, but don't question them.
okay.
Do that later.
As long as you don't question mine, it's fine.
I mean, I know yours, and I've already
Yeah.
questioned them quite a lot.
Probably one of the main reasons I like Annie, Elliot.
Fair point. So, popular character, Aqua from
D.
Konosuba. Why?
Useless.
Okay, no. That's where a lot of controversy can come into play. It is true that the running trope meme that she is useless, but she is a goddess nonetheless that has actually done most of the work in the party. Hard to believe, but yes.
Somehow, yeah.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself when it comes to the show, Cody?
Okay.
How come you don't know too much?
Okay. So, I watched it. I've watched all of it. I watched the movie, the first 2 seasons, but I didn't like it. I don't like isekais. I don't like. I don't know why. Just don't like isekais. And I don't
Fair
really
point.
like comedy animes either, which is literally what Konosuba is. So,
Missing out on a lot, buddy.
and also, Aqua isn't even the best female in Konosuba. It's obviously someone who will come on later, but
I was about to ask you who it was, but no, they're in this list somewhere.
they're in this list somewhere. So, but
I'd say there is a lot of really good fan art.
yeah, she's probably out of the ones in Konosuba. She's probably the one that's known the most.
Classified as one of the sexiest.
Probably, yeah.
From a lot of people.
Yeah. So it's probably like on the same as Amelia, but I'm not too sure.
I think it's very fitting because Aqua,
Yeah. I mean, makes sense.
I mean, she has the ability to resurrect people, which is pretty fucking good.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. A2, I'm fine with that.
The artwork is very nice. Now on to a character that you don't actually know.
No, I don't.
Her name, I think I'm pronouncing it right, is Asuka from Senran Kagura. The translation of that, I have no idea what it is. Essentially, Senran Kagura is a show about shinobis, all of them being female, and it is also erotic but action-packed at the same time.
This is Elliot's taste, erotic.
Essentially, yes. It was one of the first shows I ever saw because it was erotic.
I really can't say much. My literal second anime was Prison School, but
I see.
we won't be getting onto that later because they're not on this tier list. But that's probably a good thing.
Probably.
So yeah, I don't have much to say. I don't know them that much, but just by the image alone, they look like a pretty good character. I'd maybe give them a B, but I don't know much about their personality or anything, so this is mainly down to Elliot.
I'd say, recalling from what I remember of the show, there is a fair bit of character development behind them, because them being the main character and all. But if my memory serves me correctly, they aren't the best one, of course, in my personal preference. But they are a very good one at that. So, combat-wise, ability-wise, development-wise, out of all of the main female characters, which I believe there are 5 in total, I'd probably say B tier.
B, yeah.
Probably. I do like Senran Kagura. I do need to continue rewatching it because I did start doing that at some point. Forgot when.
Yep. So
there's going to be a lot of controversy over this.
Chica.
This is why I don't like doing it.
Chica.
Yes.
Chica. I mean, just for Chica dance, A tier.
I can see your reasoning behind that.
I mean, I've only seen season 1 of Love is War. I need to watch season 2 at some point, but just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah, you definitely should. It's really good, really funny.
Yeah. But
I thought you didn't like comedy anime.
Sorry?
I thought you said you didn't like comedy anime.
Comedy anime. Oh, I can't speak.
Konami, yes. Konami.
This isn't Bleach. Isn't no blind man in here, okay?
What?
His name's Kaname, but whatever.
Right.
You see, comedy animes I'm okay with, but I just don't watch them as much. I don't like isekais, except from one. But, get onto that later. But Chica, I mean, she, again, in Lover's War, probably the most known one. And there's a reason to that. So,
I'm gonna be frank. I do have a thing for pink hair. In all honesty, I
oh,
do. I do.
So, I'm saying high A tier.
Because it is that cuteness factor and the whole
I am.
cluelessness, yet being reliable at the same time.
Yep. Yeah, I'd say AI. High A tier.
And I would talk about the artwork I've seen, but you most likely do not want to hear that.
So put it on the other side of Annie for high A tier.
Is that how it works normally?
That's how it's meant to work. I'll just move Annie down. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. All right. Who's next? Oh,
Cool.
I know who this is, but don't know the name.
Her name is Chisaki. I think I'm saying that right. From Yuna and the Haunted Hot Springs.
Yep, I have seen this, but it was a long time ago. I think it was last year actually, at like Christmas.
Very precise.
Yeah, I just remember it because it was Christmas. This is one of the characters I forgot about in the show, though. So.
They are less relevant, but still
yeah.
relevant at the same time.
Yeah, because she isn't one that's actually in the hot spring with the main character. So, and she comes in later as well. She isn't like there from the start. But mainly because I forgot about her, I'd probably put her in C tier, but I don't know what your opinions are, but C tier.
I'd say personality-wise, to me, they kind of come across as your typical, almost like slice of life. I was gonna say protagonist. I don't know which one. Heroine? Would it be?
Sure. Yeah.
They seem a bit like the female main character in a slice of life show, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the most redeeming traits I found of that character were the erotic scenes in the show.
I mean, that's what Yuna and the Haunted Hot Spring is, so.
True, especially involving the Tanuki. Can't remember her name, but the Tanuki is brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not too sure, really.
I mean.
This is what we're currently working with. I never want to rank any of them too low, because I never have a reason to put them too low.
I'd just say C. I would say C personally, because I forgot about them. And I remembered all the other characters more, but if you want to put them higher, you do you.
I'd say they're kind of better for the whole fan service side of the show.
Oh, fan service, yeah. Yeah.
But that wise, I don't believe, unless it's more of the manga, I don't believe their character is built up upon too much compared to the others. I'd say we'd probably settle with C. And once again, also fitting because of their name, Chisaki. I did a funny.
That was a funny. Oh, now, remember what I said earlier about Aqua not being the actual best person in the group? We are now onto the best person in the group.
Oh.
You most definitely do not agree with me.
Do you remember their name at least?
Darkness.
Good.
I don't like them because of their character trait. I just like them more than all the others. I don't know why. I think it's probably because they're blonde. As you said with pink hair, I think I have a thing for blonde hair.
Oh. So you don't like the fact they're a masochist, but you like their character?
Yeah. Also, they're playing what do they play in the role as? They're the tanky type in the group,
Mhm.
and I normally like the tanks in games, so just kind of relatable, I guess.
I definitely say it goes without saying that she is the most erotic character in Konosuba, because the
Oh
whole
yeah.
massive
Oh
trick.
yeah. I'm not. I don't deny that one bit.
Actually, Konosuba in general, I find it quite amusing show and I love it, but not everyone does. Cody.
Yep, definitely. I'd say. I mean, we put Aqua in A tier, and I like her more than Aqua, so I'd have to put her in A tier as well. So, but
Yeah, that seems fair.
yeah,
Also, one of the biggest sizes as well, I would say.
yeah, of image, obviously.
Oh yes, of course. The
Image
length and width of
size.
the image.
Yes,
Definitely
yes,
not
yes.
the weight and
Wait.
size of another factor.
Oh yeah, she has armor on because she's a tank.
Exactly, yes. The armor,
Exactly.
that's what we're
Yep.
about. Moving on.
Meatball Girl.
Fuck's sake. No.
I know. She has nothing to do with meatballs. She just looks like a meatball with her hair. In my
If anything,
opinion, I bet no one else ever sees that. Her hair are pieces of meatball, and her entire hair is spaghetti. I can't unsee it until I saw it. Once I saw it once, I can't unsee it.
it's a bit more accurate to call them meat buns, but I guess meatballs are fine as well. But anyway, Dekamori from Chinibu Demoko Gishita.
I haven't seen this. I need to, and your Elliot probably hates me for not seeing it, but
Yes. It was my first ever anime that I ever officially watched, so
Yep.
to speak. It is what got me into anime in the first place.
Well,
So
obviously.
it's got a
Yep.
very special place in my
Yep,
heart.
and there's an even special reason why it's in your heart, but get onto that later.
Do you care to elaborate on that? What exactly do you mean?
Well, when the character comes, we'll talk about it then.
I think I know what you mean, but at the same time I'm skeptical.
I'll explain it to you later.
Right.
So, again, I haven't seen the show, but out of all the characters I've seen in the show, I think there's 4 of them that are mainly there.
There's 4 girls, 1
Yeah.
guy, but there's another girl introduced in the second season, which I haven't added on the tier list because she's too irrelevant.
Okay, like most people. But yeah, out of the 4, the 2 I remember is Rika, whole person we're going to talk about later, for the reason Elliot has a special place in Elliot's heart, and Dekamori. The only reason I remember Rika is because of Elliot.
Yes.
Dekamori, I remember because of Meatballs. Again, most memorable, so I'd give her higher, quite high. Probably B, because I, again, haven't seen the show, so I don't really know anything about her.
Right, this is my specialty, my time to shine then.
Yep.
Right. So, memory serves me correctly. Dekamori is, or quote unquote, the servant of the Eye of the Wicked Lord, which is Rika's power. Of course, not proper powers, they're all delusional and it's just in their mind. Not delusional in a mentally ill way, but delusional in more of a make-believe play kind of way. Also, on a illness side, it's just watch the show, it makes sense. I'd say combat-wise and their perspective, she is weaker than most, but still quite impressive in destructive capabilities. Her lesbian relationship, so to speak, with the
I
character.
didn't know about this.
What you did? Oh, okay.
Not saying it changes anything, but
It's touched up upon like more as the show goes on. It's quite sweet to see. I'd say that is also a good type of really fan service, but it is nice to see that type of chemistry between those two characters. Quite sweet. If I were to rank them in a place behind them as a waifu, I'd probably say B, if anything.
B, yeah.
There's definitely
That's what
that
I was
appeal,
thinking, so.
but ain't my preference.
Yeah.
Boop. Right, another character that you do not. At least I don't think you know.
I know what they're from. Don't know their name or anything about them. They're from the Dragon
So,
Maid thingy thing.
yes. It's Elma from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. She is from, I can't remember. There's a 2 or 3 tribes. She's the blue tribe, the peaceful ones.
Isn't she a
You can tell by the eyes.
businesswoman?
In the show, in the human world, she is posing as like a businesswoman.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's a human role, so to speak.
Mhm.
Or is it even? No, it's not businesswoman. It's coding. Same job that Kobayashi does. I don't know what that'd be. Office worker. Office worker.
Office
I think.
worker. Yeah.
She is also a water dragon, or like a water serpent, to be more
Serpent.
precise, and has a feud with Toru throughout the show. But in season 2, we're given more insight on that, and it's quite nice to see the Dragon World more in season 2. It's quite nice. But if I were to list them anywhere, based on their traits, character design, appearance, the fact that they're a fucking dragon, I wouldn't really put them up too high. Because of all the characters in the show, she is one of my least favorite.
I can see that. Yeah. I don't know. I don't see her as much as the others. On like.
She's definitely shown more in
social
season
media.
2, I think. Yeah. I may put them in C, to be honest. Yeah, maybe.
I don't have an opinion because I don't know them, so you put them in C.
I don't like having opinions because not everyone agrees.
We'll find out later. Find out after this is out if it's a good opinion or not.
Oh god. You should probably know them, probably don't.
They're from Konosuba as well, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's the other goddess that is shown, Eris, which I believe is Aqua's. I was going to say underling. Underling's wrong. That's the wrong word.
Apprentice.
Not apprentice. One rank down from Aqua.
No, senior.
Senior's higher.
Friend.
I wouldn't really call them friends.
Yeah.
They had that like love-hate relationship kind of.
But she takes over Aqua, doesn't she, when Aqua's transported into the world?
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happens.
Yeah. Again,
she takes up the position.
Just as the one from Yuna and the Haunted Hot Springs, I didn't remember her.
Yeah, she's seen significantly less out of all the characters. But it is always nice when you get to see them. I mean, it's kind of hard to find a proper image to use. There wasn't as many as I expected there would be.
Yeah. Least used in the show, so probably least known. But
I mean, there are characters in the show that are used less than Eris.
Oh yeah.
Some of the Adventuring Guild that only appear in like 1 or 2 episodes.
Yeah. In my opinion, because I forgot them, C tier, but maybe B tier, because reasons which I don't know.
She's a goddess, has the power to send people to other worlds, resurrection.
Yep.
There's a running joke that she always pats her chest, which may or may not be true, hasn't been confirmed. Or maybe has, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure, to be honest.
Put her in the middle. Straight B tier.
There is no mid option.
B tier, that's in the middle.
Oh yeah. Shut up.
When in doubt, middle it out.
Exactly.
Oh, now who is this? I wonder. I have no clue at all.
You know of them, but not enough.
Yeah. Because I've only watched the anime of Made in Abyss. I have not read the manga, and she is in the manga.
But I think it's like volume 7. I have the volumes in the corner. I need to pick that later.
Me knowing Elliot, he tells me everything about this character whenever he does. Need to. For Puta?
Yeah, her name is Faputa, Princess of the Hollows. I won't elaborate too much because it will be spoilers. And season 2 is being animated and will either come out during February or late March. I'm not too sure. Yeah, this year. So really,
I thought,
really,
that's like actually really soon.
she's in a trailer near the end of it.
Ooh. So yeah, I don't know too much, but of the things Elliot's told me,
Hmm.
just
I don't want to say too much though, because
yeah,
saying it's from the manga, a lot of it will be spoilers,
mm,
especially those who have only ever seen the anime.
yeah,
But if I don't say if I don't say too much about the character, there won't be enough evidence to put them in any tier.
yeah.
So it's like shit. What do I do?
Just put them in the tier and just they'll have the reason when they watch the anime when it comes out.
I'll judge it based off appearance. I won't
Appearance,
say
yeah.
anything about combat abilities or
Mm.
relations with other characters, just appearance. So
The
not to spoil anything, just appearance.
the appearance from what Elliot described it to me as when I first heard it, I did not think of this at all. I
Hmm.
also thought they were a guy, not a girl.
Wait, what?
Yes. When you
Yeah,
first described it to me and I hadn't seen them at all. But that's not a bad thing. A. But with them being childlike is the problem I don't like.
Hmm.
But
Okay.
I'd put them in B just because I don't know too much about them.
I'll try to say as much as I can without spoiling too much. For Buta to link to another character is similar to Nanaji. She is
Oh,
humanoid
yep.
in nature, but also, of course, affected by the abyss. So,
What is
looks
she?
humanoid, but isn't fully human.
Are they meant to be like animals? So like, what animal is she meant to be?
No, they're not animals. So Buta's an exception to the others. So when Nanachi from, of course, I don't know if you'll
Nani.
be spoiling anything, Nanachi transformed because of the
Mm,
Abyss's curse, that turned out to be a blessing.
yep.
Fubuta is the incarnation of the blessing.
Okay.
Hence why she's got the label Princess of the Hollows.
Oh.
Fubuta's appearance is, of course, humanoid body, mainly torso down to the waist. So head down to the waist is all humanoid.
Do they have forearms, or am I imagining that?
No, she has forearms.
Okay.
White, almost like, I guess, think of a
Fur.
Yeti. How a Yeti
Yeti.
has white fur. Like that, similar. Kind of
Mm.
like that. She also has some type of like appendage, almost. I don't know what you'd call it. Almost like another claw that rests along her arm that she can extend to be like a separate weapon. Hard to
Okay.
explain. Think of it like a mandible from a type of creature.
Mm.
Like a Sea Reaper Leviathan from Subnautica. One of their red mandible things, she can like extend that
Uh,
from her, use it to pierce stuff.
okay.
Like an extra blade or claw of
Mm.
sorts. Uh, she has the ability to turn what seems to be in like a ghost like mist to move around quickly, a bit like a blur. So really
Mm.
fast movement, but at the same time being disguised and hidden. Very fluffy. That is a trait. Very fluffy.
Fluffy. I like fluffy things.
Has a rather aggressive nature to almost everything besides one character, which is going to be spoiling everything if I say it.
Oh, yeah. Mm.
So traits is humanoid, or partly humanoid, like a demi-human kind of humanoid. Fluffy forearms, um, mandible appendage,
Mm-hmm.
small, very destructive, and normally
Destructive.
pissed off at stuff.
Mm. Where would you rank her? I again don't know too much.
I mean, personally, I would say A tier
A?
because of how much I know of them and their character development and how
Yeah.
much is revealed.
I mean,
It's
I was
high level.
thinking B, but we can put it in A if you want.
I don't care what
Because
you say. Go
you
in.
know more. You know more than me, so.
Now, this is where you come into play.
I see. Hold on, Elliot. I'm just gonna pause real quick. I'm just gonna make sure everything on OBS is still working.
Okay, go.
Because yep, okay, good.
Floor is yours.
Nothing happened. I swear. Right.
Mhm.
So, tier Halle Bell from Bleach. Bleach being my favorite anime, I know so much. Ranked third in the Espada. She is meant to be a shark, basically, because her hollow is a shark. Underneath that mask is her like hollow skull, which is just a massive set of teeth. Think like the Jaw Titan in Attack on Titan. Like
She's just kind of like an exoskeleton in a way,
yes,
or looks a bit like a mask,
yeah,
exoskeletal mask.
yeah. It's
The
literally
Jaw
just
Titan's a good. Jaw Titan's a good description for that.
yeah.
The Jaw Titan.
She uses water-based attacks because she's basically a shark. She has 3 underlings: Sun, Mila Rose, and Apache, I think they're called. And they're one. I don't remember most of them, but I remember Sun is a snake because she's my favorite out of the 3. But she's very powerful, ranked 3rd of the Espada. That must mean something if Aizen liked her that well, not liked her that much, but you know what that means. But don't want to spoil too much because Bleach. Yeah. Just by your looks, just by the looks at it, where would you rank her?
I mean, from what you've told me of their combat ability or what they can do in general, their weapons to powers, I'd say it's quite impressive, but I don't know the power scaling in Bleach nor how that works, or the
Uh,
Espada rankings. Is the
so
lower the number, the higher
the lower the number, the higher, the stronger they are. So
strong?
one technically 0 is the best. There's 10. It goes 0 to 9. 0 is the strongest. 9 is the weakest.
So essentially, she's one of the strongest, because
Yes,
being
she is one of the strongest. She fights toe to toe with Toshiro, who's captain of Squad 10, Lisa, and Hiyori, who are 2 Visors, and she nearly wins. Like, she is strong. And so I don't know if I've told you this before, but all the Arrancar in Bleach have death aspects, and her death aspect is sacrifice.
Okay.
So, like, when she was I don't remember too much, but I think when she was a hollow, she had to sacrifice a thing to prove it to Aizen. I'm probably gonna get explained properly, but she basically sacrifices things for things because she's the death aspect of sacrifice.
I'd kind of probably leave the ranking to you, to be honest, because I
I
know
mean,
very.
I've done that for you quite a bit. Just because they're Bleach, I'd like to put them in S tier, but no. I'd say out of all the women in Bleach, she is probably in the middle. So I'm trying to think of all the other Bleach characters we have in this tier list and trying to rank her off of those. I'd put her high B tier.
So,
First one in B.
first,
Yeah.
okay, first one.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe A, but I think I'll just put her in B because a lot of people like her, but I like the other Bleach characters more. Get to that later. Hanji.
Yep, Hanji from Attack on Titan.
I'm going to say one thing. I'd like to be turned into a Titan just so she can test things on me. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. Questionable taste, but that's
Question.
understandable.
I like Hanji. Not as much as Sasha, but I like Hanji.
I definitely say there's that enthusiasm with them and the whole
Yeah.
like being the Titan expert, the research and curiosity, which is a really good trait. She was one of my favorite characters in Attack on Titan.
Same.
Which is very, very good. I don't know if it ever shows in the show. I have a bad memory as of being able to try to recall the events of the previous seasons.
I mean, yeah.
Haven't she ever really do much with the ODM gear related, like combat wise?
I mean, when they're fighting Reiner in season 3, but I guess she's more like Erwin. She doesn't actually do it. She just says what to do, and they do it.
So more like a coordinator.
Yeah. And basically, she should have died as well when Bertold transformed into the Colossus. And but Moblet, I think that's his name.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, pushed her into the well to save her.
I would say spoilers, but Attack on Titan has been out.
Yeah,
So
I mean, it was spoilers for me since last week, but I kind of knew that already.
See, pretty much anything Attack on Titan related doesn't matter if we spoil it, because by
unless
now
it's season 4. Because
unless it's
I've only just started season 4, so yeah.
So where'd you probably say? Whereabouts?
See, I like her more than most. I'd say A tier.
I definitely love the enthusiasm.
But yeah, it's her personality is a bit crazy as well, which
that's a good trait of it.
Yeah,
crazy personality is a good trait.
Yeah, I mean, some people like that, some people don't. I'm kind of in the middle, but yeah.
It's only really crazy for like the Titan research stuff.
Yeah, Sony and Bean still sad, but yeah.
Saddest anime deaths.
Saddest anime death, Sony and Bean.
Right, on to the next.
On to the next,
which is Haruna from To Love Ru.
Yeah, can tell by the clothing. I have not seen To Love Ru.
How could you tell from the clothing?
You've shown me many clips of To Love Ru.
Have I?
Yeah, and they always wear that.
Oh, it's a school uniform. So
yeah, is that, yeah.
If I recall correctly, To Love Ru is a comedy, ecchi slice of life show revolving around aliens. Sexy aliens. Right.
Nice.
Haruna is the main love interest of the main character, normal human.
Mm-hmm.
So, trait-wise, personally, I gotta try and think about this one. Because I recently started rewatching the show in English dub, because the English dub did come out fairly soon. Oh, not that long ago. I need to continue watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I'd say the English dub does kind of have a bit more comedy factor to it, but I do prefer the original Japanese than English. So trait-wise, appearance, it's a hard one to say really, because I've never really been too partial or found a major interest in Haruna, but she is a good character. It's a hard one, to be honest, because I don't know too much about them.
I don't know.
Can you think of anything that you know or remember? Because
No.
I'm lost. I have no idea.
No, not much at all. When in doubt, middle it out, I guess. Unless you want to put them higher, but out of the clips you have shown me, I
really don't know.
I don't remember her as much, but again, I haven't seen the show, so I don't really know.
I'd just probably say based on personal preference, I'd probably put them in C.
C, yeah. I mean, basically, our sit here right now is we don't remember them.
Don't get pissy. Personal preference.
Yep. I don't know much, so I'm okay with that. Our C tier is just people that we don't really remember.
I doubt we'd even put any characters in D. Like, we have no real
I
reason to
mean,
put them that low.
no, I don't think we do, but we'll keep it there so C doesn't seem as bad.
Yeah.
That's all D is. Alright, so who's next?
Her name, if I recall correctly, is Hibari. Hibari. Also from
To Lover?
Senran Kagura.
Oh,
Nope,
Senran Kagura.
Senran Kagura.
Whoa, okay. Yep.
If I remember her abilities, she's also a shinobi, but doesn't fight with a blade. She
Mm-hmm.
mainly fights with her fists, her ass, and a rabbit.
Keijo be like.
Kejo. I should have added them on this list.
Always part 2. There's always a part 2.
Can we be
Maybe.
bothered? Is the real question.
Maybe. Depends how well this does. Anyway.
Hibari is definitely one of the cutest characters in the show, being very clumsy, carefree, and childlike in nature. Not to mention pink. Very, very pink.
Pink.
Everything about her is fucking pink.
Pink.
Also, that's the whole type of relationships between characters, similar like Dekamori and another. Her relation with, I believe it's, I can't, Yagyu, I believe her name is. Another one that's later on the list. Their relationship is quite sweet. Kind of similar to Dekamori's and Nibitani's, just more so. I actually know. It's another lesbian relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. Just by what you said, saying she's clumsy, cute, she's probably meant to be the cute one in the anime.
Essentially.
I'd say a B tier, but she in the image pink, and as we discussed with Chica, you like pink hair.
Pink. I see she isn't the strongest, but
Isn't the
strength
strongest.
isn't everything. Strength
Exactly.
is not everything.
Yeah, B tier if she's.
I'd probably say B, in all honesty. Yeah. B.
B.
For Booba.
Nice. Now for Hinata.
From Naruto, I don't know much about Naruto. Like, I'm slowly learning more about it.
I don't
very,
know
very
too
slow
much
pace.
either. I just know Naruto's girlfriend. Well, love interest. Wife.
If
Yeah.
with Boruto, they're married and
Boruto.
have children.
Yeah.
That's it, wife.
Yep, wife.
I'm pretty sure the whole thing about her eyes, I could be mistaken about this, it's a bloodline trait. Don't know what the bloodline is called, but I think it's like a type of power up.
Yeah, like the
I really don't
Shinigami
know much.
or whatever.
The what?
The Shinigami. Isn't that what
The
it's called?
Sharingan.
Sharingan, that's it.
Sharingan.
I'm gonna get killed for that, but yeah.
I mean, there probably is one called the Shinigami.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. She's the shy one that loves the protagonist. Shy Uwu.
She's not the protective type when it comes to combat wise. With
Yeah.
It's got like 64 Trigam, 84 palms. Blue circle dome thing using palms of hand.
Yes.
I forgot what it's called.
Yeah. She's a protective, shy one who loves the main character.
Yes.
I like her more than Sakura, which I'm guessing most people do.
I'd say I definitely like her more as well.
Like whenever you think of Naruto and waifu, you instantly think Hinata. Like she's probably the most known waifu, probably. So just for that, I'd probably put her in A tier, but maybe high B.
I'd probably say around high B as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And by high B, like whereabouts roughly?
Probably higher than Halle Bell. But very, very high.
So the highest.
The highest, yeah. Like, I think she's just on the edge of B, so close to A. If I knew more about her and I actually watched Naruto, she'd probably be an A, but we haven't. So
Yeah.
now, Krista,
Or
Historia.
Historia.
When I first
Either one
saw,
works.
when I first saw her in Attack on Titan, I didn't like her.
Mhm.
But
Why?
that's because you never saw her, and I didn't think she was literally. I thought she was just going to be one of those side characters that instantly die.
That's the most of the characters in season 1.
Well, yeah, like that's what I thought, and then I realized. Then when I started watching it more, I was like, oh, okay, so she is actually important.
Becomes a hell of a lot more relevant.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, okay, and I didn't see what Reiner saw in her, but then I realized. But again, with like the Dekamori and the other one with Ymir, the lesbian relationship.
It's more like Ymir.
Ymir.
It's more like a one-sided type thing.
One-sided, but still. At first, I didn't like her. I'd probably put her in C at first, but when I got to know her and I realized she was actually important.
She definitely goes from, as like the story progressive, from
Yeah,
kind of like the angel to then the badass to then
yeah,
Your Majesty.
Your Majesty. Yeah, she's basically been everywhere.
Definitely becomes a lot more relevant the more the show goes on.
Mm.
Definitely.
I'd maybe B tier.
I'd say because of her like caring
Oh
and
yeah,
like
yeah.
well nurtured personality and outlook on things and being a better ruler,
But
whatnot.
yeah.
Personally, I'd probably say A.
A. Yeah, I was thinking in just underneath Hallibell, but I'm fine with A. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah.
Put
Or
no, no, no. So
yay nay.
no, she's lower than Hanji. That's probably one of the main more. That's probably the main reason I like more the other Attack on Titan waifus. I like more than her.
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, but I'm fine with Veta. But no, she isn't better than Hanji.
Moving on. Swoosh. Can you guess what show they're from?
Nope. Too lover. Oh, that one. I don't remember the name.
Senran Kagura.
Senran Kagura.
Her name is Karuga. I could be pronouncing that wrong. She's quite the prestigious, almost like student council president type of character.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say very, but I think they're more like not really nobility, but well mannered,
Well, man, yeah.
well mannered
Ro-
and elegant, kind of.
like as in royalty, or not royalty, but
Not royalty, more
but
just like well versed in the
well, but
etiquette
yeah,
of being polite and
yeah.
understand. They give off a type of posh, prestigious
Posh.
vibe, so to
That's the
speak.
word, not royalty. Posh. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
I don't actually know too much about her character. I mean, there's a lot of Seren Kagura that I've forgotten about over the
Mm-hmm.
years.
Yeah.
But if memory does serve me right, she is a quite interesting one. Out of all the ones, definitely not my favourite due to personal opinions, but
Yeah.
she is one of the most interesting.
Just by the image, she looks more badass than the others. As in, she looks like she can fight more. But that's
I
just
guess
the
so, yeah.
image.
I think she's one of the strongest, actually.
Yeah.
If I remember from their abilities correctly, Asuka has stuff about like frogs and almost like spinning blade stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hibari can summon a massive bunny.
Bunny.
That's all I can really remember.
Mm.
She specializes. The character specializes in, I think it's a katana, and
Yeah.
also like phoenix related stuff.
Phoenix. Okay. Just by the looks alone, I'd say B, but I think I like her more than the other two. but I don't know anything about her really, so it's mainly up to you. But yeah.
I'd probably say B tier as well, but like
B.
this
Yeah,
corner.
that's what I was thinking.
Aha, so it does
Mid,
become
yeah,
bigger.
middle of B tier. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, this is another
Oh
one from.
boy, this had so much controversy about. Oh god, where do I start?
You see, this is the one I know the most about. She's probably the one I've seen the second most about.
I wonder why.
Yeah, just by the image, I wonder why. And when I found out who they all were, I thought she'd be my favourite, but I don't think she is.
I mean, as a character, I definitely do like their addition
Is
to the show in season 2.
isn't she the clumsy one as well? Or am I getting that wrong?
Not so much clumsy. She's still on the kind of like same child wavelength as this one here, Canna.
That's the one I've seen the most.
Similar.
Yeah,
Similar kind of like childish wavelength due
but
to her
not
like
in body
upbringing.
type.
There's a reason why, actually. I'll get onto that in a moment, and why there was so
Okay.
much controversy over that.
Uh-huh.
Fucking hell. It's stupid, really. Twitter. Just don't go near Twitter.
Oh, I don't want to.
Unless you use it already, then please be safe.
Mm.
Anyway, where do I start? Ilulu, she is same faction as Toru, so one of the main dragons in the show from Destruction. I think it's called Destruction faction. The destructive evil type one, so to speak. Really
bad.
strong and powerful.
Yeah.
The main reason why there was so much controversy over her was because of her whole like body type and how she looks, her physique.
Mm-hmm.
However, there's a detailed explanation as to why she looks like that. It's actually really simple. So, if you were to have dragons, and then dragons were to take on a human appearance, if they were a female dragon or even male, what part of them do you think would change the most?
No.
Not necessarily. The wings are what's hidden. So with dragons, so take Lord of the Rings for example.
Yeah.
When Smaug breathes the fire, what's the main part of them that glows?
The chest.
Exactly.
Or the neck.
Because
yeah.
the chest is where the flame sacs are that allows a dragon to breathe fire.
Oh, I see where this is going.
Because she's a part of the destruction
She
faction,
has so much
and
fire. Yeah.
she's extremely powerful with the whole like being able to breathe fire and destructive capabilities. That in her dragon form, she'd have like really big flame sacs to store up all that flame and to give out that high amount of temperature. But it translated to a dragon form because she's still technically more like the child side in the dragon age. She's perceived more as like a smaller frame of a human. But because of her destructive capabilities and attributes, she of course has a larger chest because it's the flame sacs.
Yeah, I mean,
she even says that in one episode. That it's her flame sacs.
Okay.
She even says that in an episode.
Okay.
But Twitter didn't like it.
It's just a way to get around it, isn't it? Without being cancelled.
Yes, but there is logic behind it. But Twitter did not want to hear it.
I guess it is logical, I guess. But yeah.
I'd say the first interaction in the show when they're introduced was, of course, that type of like hostile one. The hostile, smug, destructive kind of attitude, but then later becomes integrated with the other characters and tries to become a functioning member of society, which is amusing to watch.
Yeah. I don't know where I'd rank them.
I'd say I do quite like them as a character.
Yeah.
Although they're not shown as much as I would have liked in season 2, I thought they would have been shown like significantly a lot more.
Yeah. As I said, out of when I saw them all, I thought I'd like her the most, but I didn't. But I don't think I do. So I'd maybe low B tier, I'd say.
Destructive capabilities, massive flame sacs.
Yeah.
I'd probably say low B as well.
Yeah, B. Yeah.
Oh, B4.
For big flame sacs.
Yes.
Exactly. And now this person.
Index, you really have to see a certain magical index. You must. You have to.
I'd rather watch One Piece, thank you.
I will not give you a choice. You are seeing it.
Oh no. Well, I will be watching One Piece, so.
I wasn't gonna put Index in, but I thought because I added some characters from Railgun, I thought, fuck it,
Might
I
as
might
well.
as well put in Index.
Is
I
this
actually,
the person who like knows every Grimoire or something?
it's 103,000 grimoires she's memorized
Oh,
due to
okay.
having a perfect memory ability. I think is what it's called.
Photographic memory, people be like.
Kind of. Because I actually started rewatching a certain magical index for some nostalgia. I believe I'm currently on like episode 7, maybe 8. I started rewatching it yesterday, so I actually can have more insight on describing index.
Okay then.
I don't actually know her official age, but that doesn't matter. It's anime. It's all fake. Who gives a shit? Anything goes.
Yeah, it matters sometimes, but yeah.
It hardly matters. Well, it depends who you are. I, for one, don't give a shit.
Yep.
That aside, Index normally has a rather like smug nature, but also does care a lot about the main character, despite showing signs of aggression in some scenes, which is amusing. What else? Although she can't use magic and can't make use of all the grimoire she's memorized, she is a target that is being hunted down. Well, not really hunted. Essentially, how the story goes at the beginning is that the church that had her in their care, who got her to memorize all the grimoires, ended up putting on like a controlling type of seal that would override her body so the church could basically take control and exploit the power of the grimoires. In other words, she'd become unconscious, the church would take control as if they were doing like a remote control or something, and exploit some of the powers to make sure that Index never dies, to remember all the grimoires. Very high value target, so to speak.
Yeah.
However, the expense of that is in order for the church to keep their like not really secret. I'm trying to remember. In order to make sure no one gains like full attachment with Index or Index, it's like a really high attachment. Saying this wrong. How do you say that word?
Attachment.
If you're attached to something from an emotional level, attachment.
Attachment, yeah.
Attachment. That's it. Attachment. Though I had a hard time saying that. Every year, without fail, on midnight, they would erase a portion of her memories. Because 85% of her brain was used to store the grimoires, and the other 15% was for general memories. Supposedly, the church said they had to erase those memories, that 15% yearly, or else it will overload her brain and kill her. Thing is, though, the church were actually lying. That isn't the case.
Never
The only
trust
reason
the
why
church.
they... Yeah, religious people, am I right? No, but they would erase the memories. I think it was mainly just so there would be no deviation or major attachment. However, the church were completely out bullshitting about that because it didn't matter. Even if she did have 15% of her brain left to remember things, there would never be a possible outcome where it would kill her. There would never be that possibility. So, without going into too much detail, the main character nullifies the control the church has as good. That was probably a really bad description of the first 7 episodes, but fuck it. You get what you get.
I guess I don't have to watch it anymore.
No, watch Index. There's a lot more than just this gremlin.
So, where would you rank them on the waifu tier list then?
I'd say personality-wise, how they are appearance, they are, if you can't tell from the image, they are a lolly. Or
Lolly.
smaller, it says.
Yep.
Still, of course, I'd say pretty high already. I do really like Index. Like personally, one of my favorite characters in Magical Index, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not too sure really. Doesn't possess any combat capabilities, besides when the church, of course, took over the body, but now that doesn't happen. The only ability she has is to manipulate, I think it was like summons and spells from other sorcerers.
Yeah.
I need to watch more of the show. I've forgotten most of it. I'm not too sure. Maybe. We're trying to see the characters that we have currently.
Yeah.
Compared to Index. Yeah, I'm never good with this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never good at ranking stuff. God, I really don't know.
I mean, what you're telling me, probably B, maybe mid B.
Personally, I would say low A because
Low
there's
A.
significantly a lot more of their character.
Yeah.
They are because what the main characters in Index.
Yeah. I mean, you do low A and I don't really have an opinion because I don't really know them, but
Crap. Smug.
schmug.
Smug. Right,
Now,
back to you.
onto my specialty again. Isane from Bleach, Lieutenant of Squad 4. She is one of the lesser used characters in Bleach, which I'm not very fond of because not her being my waifu, but she is my second favorite waifu in Bleach, which I think is not very many people see her as a waifu, but I do because the second I saw her, I loved her. It was great. I wish she was used more. There is the relationship with Unohana, which happens quite a lot, which I think they expand on more. But in my opinion, A tier. But yeah, in my opinion, A tier. But some people would put her lower. I like her more than Halle Bell, but a lot of people would definitely like Halle Bell more. There's not much known about her because she's not really used, but I love her. I'd say A tier.
I'd say from appearances alone, I'd agree with you.
Good.
Just appearances alone, that's it. Oh, damn.
Who is next?
Another one that I keep forgetting the name of. One moment.
Elevator music commence.
I mean, I can get that up if you want to.
Or lift. Sorry, I'm not American, so it's lift.
Pardon.
Do. Wait, we're in the I.
Okay, I got it right. I don't know which part of her name you would actually pronounce.
All
Her
of
full
it.
name is Reina Izumi. So I'm assuming you probably say Izumi.
Izumi, yeah, it's a lot easier.
Probably.
Yeah, so.
Yeah,
She
she
is
is from a
from.
show called Myriad Colors Phantom World, which, if my memory serves me correctly, the main plot of it, I believe, some type of virus that affected the brain got like escaped from a lab, infected. Pretty sure it was the whole Earth. I'm not sure, but essentially, people were able to perceive beings known as phantoms, which were almost they look a bit like their video game glitches in a way, or like staticky phasing in and out of walls and stuff, clipping through things. But with that type of virus that affected the brain, it wasn't lethal at all. People were just able to perceive these phantoms. So there's a school that was. I don't explain the plot really bad. Long story short, she's a person who possesses an ability that is effective against phantoms. There are some examples of these abilities, and they are later on the list. She is one of them. Her ability is to basically consume phantoms like a vacuum would.
Ghostbusters be like. Wow, wow,
It
wow,
literally
wow,
looks
wow.
like Ghostbusters at times, yeah. She's definitely more like the Cuba characters in the show, similar to having like type of carefree, precious nature.
Carefree, yeah. Like most people on this list.
True. I mean, if I were to put them anywhere, from ability, appearances, and how they are in the show, I'd probably say around like B-ish.
B-ish.
Like not too high, not too low.
Yeah.
It's just a bit hard to say, really.
Mm.
Just trying to consider other factors that could change. Do you have any insight?
No.
I guess it's just definitely there.
Haven't watched the show, so not too sure. But just by looks, I'd say B tier. Yeah,
I'd say at some point around
B
B.
tier. Yeah, round B. Maybe. I'm thinking maybe by Dekamori, but yeah.
It's true. Good enough. Oh.
This is that person from that show.
Yes, go on.
No Game, No Life, right? I'm just guessing by the art style, but I have no clue. I'm guessing it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No Game, No Life.
I have watched it, but it was ages ago.
Same here, but I still remember it well.
I honestly don't remember that character.
Wait, what?
I don't remember them. Who is it?
She's the reason why there's a lot of fan service. Well, that and Steph.
I only remember Steph and Shiro.
Yes. Her name is
And the wolf
Jabril.
one.
Yeah, her name is Jabril. Jabril. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember what race she is. She has like certain race. A flugel. That was it.
Flugel.
Flugels. They were like powerful beings in that world. There's a movie of No Game No Life that I saw. Surprisingly, really bloody sad near the end. And Jabril was in that, and it changed my opinion of her slightly. Still love her as a character.
Okay. Wait, are they the one they play chess against, or?
Not the one they
No.
played chess. No. It's that word game where whatever word they say, it becomes real.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I'd say Jabril definitely has some of the most fan service in the show, to be honest.
Yeah, I just don't remember much about No Game No Life at all, to be honest.
Should you rewatch it?
I probably should. Oh, but when season 2 comes out.
I don't know whether to skin you or let you wait.
Both.
I mean, if you insist.
So yeah, I don't remember them, so this is gonna be
What I
hard.
remember of Jabril is that she held a library containing all the knowledge of the world. Of what the main characters needed to know. So they won the game against her. She, I think, promised to stay with them and help them. I don't actually know how relevant she shows or appears. My memory is hazy of No Game No Life. God,
Mine's probably even worse.
one of the best waifus in the show by far. I would definitely say.
I can be
Highly
okay with that.
destructive in power. Has pink hair. Just
Pink
another
hair.
factor. Also, rather, I wouldn't say horny, just naturally erotic in a way.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find images of her. There was some like figurines that showed in Google Images, and I might get one. I ain't gonna lie.
I may get one of those. Yeah.
I really like Jibro.
Yeah.
I can't say too much because I've forgotten the majority of it, but if memory serves me correctly, I would put her pretty high.
Pretty high. So, A tier? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, around
Yeah.
A somewhere.
A, yeah.
But because I've forgotten a fair bit about
Yeah.
them, and I do feel bad because of that, I may put them quite low.
Low tier. Yeah. I'm okay with that. 'Cause I don't remember them at all, and that's like they've just been wiped from my mind. Alright, who's next? Ooh, someone I know properly. Jolene.
I recently watched Stone Ocean about
Oh,
like a week ago.
week ago. I watched it.
No, actually, I finished
out?
it 2 days ago.
2 days ago. Yeah.
I finished it 2 days ago.
Lovely bike.
What?
Don't worry. A bike just drove past my house.
Okay.
So, with Jolene, the only female JoJo, there's those two scenes. One in the anime, one in the manga.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm trying to think who else is on this list from JoJo. I think from JoJo's, she's probably one of my favorite waifus. Most definitely.
I mean, it's a bit of a hard one because when it comes to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and like the character designs and their art style, I can't perceive any of them as like waifus or husbandos. Just I don't know, like there are good ones, but in my mind, I just always perceive the characters as good characters.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
It's just hard to picture them as like a wife or a husbando.
Yeah, except from one or two.
I guess. Just mean in general, it's just hard to picture any of the characters.
I know what you mean, yeah. I don't see Jolene being a waifu, I just see her as being Jolene.
Powerful character.
Yeah.
With an interesting ability.
Stone Free, very interesting. I haven't read part 6 at all, but I can't wait for more of the anime to come out. It should be soon.
I haven't read the manga, but I do know a fair bit of what happens with like Whitesnake and its progression.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know much about like Father Pucci and Whitesnake and what they actually do?
No, not much.
Have you heard of Maiden Heaven?
Maiden Heaven, yeah. I know Maiden Heaven, obviously.
I'm fairly sure that happens next season.
Yeah.
Arc.
Yeah. Yeah, I know Maiden Heaven. Yeah. Such a great sound. But yeah. Part 6 JoJo's, what I've watched so far, I do like it. Like Jolene as not the best JoJo, but is a good one. I'd probably say low A, maybe.
Yeah, seems good.
Low A, yeah.
But like there or something?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, there.
There.
Probably there. That's probably there. Yeah.
Cool.
It's hard with as you said, it's hard with JoJo characters because like you don't see them as being waifus or husbandos. You just see them as JoJo characters.
Like really well made, powerful characters that you would trust your life with.
Yeah. So who is next? Ooh.
I don't know what a stand is, but it seems interesting. Kana, also from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
Now this is the one I know the most about. Well, I've seen the most about.
Now I'm generally surprised there was not that much controversy of Kana, There
Yeah,
was so much more about Ilulu because of the fact she has the massive flame sacks,
flame
and
sacks,
because
yeah.
the newest season was advertised more than the first season. For those of
Ah,
you who don't know, in the first season there were quite a lot of like lolly Yuri scenes.
oh,
Yeah, if anything, the first season was more erotic involving Kana than what Ilulu's character's like.
okay then. But the one thing I think of when I see the character is the rice she has.
To consume all,
Because
devour of the
doesn't she
planets.
just like omelette rice? Is that what it is? All she asks is
Yes,
just yeah,
it was like Omu race is what it's
yeah,
called.
yeah. Like again, her being a lolly for me is a no, and it should be a no for you, but it's not. Don't know about the people watching this, but it should be a no, but it probably isn't because they are weebs.
Yo, she's got them thick lolly dragon thighs.
Thighs are good though.
And she got them. Get big.
They are big, yep.
That side.
But yeah, I haven't seen the show, so I don't know too much. But from what I've heard and seen, I would put her high, but because she's a lolly, I'd put her low, a bit lower than what I probably should be. But again,
Mm.
but then again, most people are into lollies because they're weird and they're broken weebs.
Moving on. So, if we'd put Kana anywhere, I've seen the show, and I definitely say I do like them because, despite being a dragon and she having the ability to bring upon the Armageddon, she's still a child first and foremost.
Exactly.
So ignore the Armageddon side for a moment. Still, the mind of a child.
Oh yeah.
I would say, because of the cuteness factor, and I absolutely adore cuteness, I would put them in B, but probably like middle.
Yeah. I was
But if we
thinking
were to
B.
say from a waifu perspective, you may get a fair bit of questions from that.
That is true.
But that applies with every lolly, so to speak.
Yeah. I'm just
So,
having a feeling Nathaniel's going to hate us right now.
oh, most likely.
Most likely. Nathaniel may be a guest. So
Really a good idea, though.
we may hear some insight on that from him in the future. Anyway, who's next?
Next character
Is
Swoosh. Let me why Google would give me a warning saying like, yeah, you may be a bit on the erotic side. It's because her outfit, literally, her shirt's unbuttoned all the time, and I'm fairly sure she doesn't wear a bra.
must live in Spain. Must be very hot.
They live in Japan.
They must live in Spain. That's the only reason.
Right. Okay. I didn't even say her name. Her name is Katsuragi.
Cancer. Okay. What are they from?
I know in the show that Asuka gives her like a shorter name. But I can't remember what it is.
Done.
I'd say appearances alone, the very fact that I think she's a raging lesbian, in all honesty.
Damn it.
From seeing the show, she tries to grope the other characters whenever she can.
I mean, not surprising. Most people do
There's
that.
a few scenes where she tries quite powerful with combat capabilities. Her preferred fighting style is with her feet, so she has like heavy boots on damage. Like if
Like
you were to
boots.
wear gauntlets on your hands to punch harder, she wears something like that on her feet to kick harder.
Oh yeah, yeah. Just from looks alone, I think I like her more than the others from that show.
I'd say I definitely like her as like one of the best because
Yeah.
of that whole erotic factor.
Yep.
And the fighting style with the feet is pretty cool.
But
I have
yeah.
to admit, the fighting style is
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, I know there's at least one more person who fights like that in this list, and I like them. So, I agree.
Not too sure who you're on about, but okay.
We'll get to when they come, when they arrive. I'll tell you.
Yes.
I'd say, I don't know, high B tier.
Agreed.
I think by Amelia,
That side or that side?
left side, because I think I like her more than the people in the anime just by looks.
There's still one more of like who's in Seren Kagura on the list. I could have added a lot more from the Hebijo Academy, which is like the evil type shinobi.
Hmm.
I didn't bother because I thought I can't be.
This list is is long enough.
It's 106, 110.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah, 110 quid and more. Yeah. All right. Who's next?
Cumin.
From Shinibu, right? One of the ones that I didn't know.
Yes, Cumin.
I could tell by the look, but I honestly, I think that's the only one that I do remember, other than the other two. I think I'd recognize that one. I don't think I'd recognize the other. But by looks, short hair, it's okay. I'd prefer long hair. Again, Shinibu, you're definitely your specialty.
Right, so Cumin Ciori, I believe her name is, or just Cumin. Not only is she named after a spice, but
Spicy.
she has a habit of napping whenever she can. So always sleeping, technically.
Elliot Green? Hmm?
People won't know who that is, so hush hush now.
Some might.
I doubt
I'm
many.
looking at you, Freddie.
Is Freddy even going to be here? Who knows?
He definitely will be. He's going to be the only one who watches this. Actually, Tyler White. Hello, Tyler.
Just wait and see. So, Cumin, she's an exception from the other characters. Every main character in the show, so of course, the main guy, Yuta, and the four girls.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the four girls, only three of them have Chinibu, or one of them had, then trying to get over it, then went back to the watch the show, it makes sense. Cumin is the only one who's never had Chinibu, but
Mm-hmm.
she finds it like really interesting and keeps like inquiring them on what it's like, and even attempts to try to like
Steal it.
act out it as well, which is amusing because two of the characters from the show are just like, please stop, just don't try.
Please
You don't
stop.
want to have Chinibu, just no. It's cringe. Stop.
Ew, you kind of cringe.
But she finds it interesting and likes the whole thought of it. So despite not having Chinibu, she does, in a way, try to play along with it, and it works, surprisingly. I say all the main four girls in the show, they are involved as equally as each other.
Yep.
Although I think Cumin is the one out of the four that is a bit less involved.
Bit less, yeah.
Because, of course, the whole factor
That
of
she's not actually.
not having Chinibu.
Yeah.
But she is a really good character.
Mm.
Mainly asleep, but even when asleep, it's funny.
Yeah. From the looks, I'd rank her lower than the ones we've seen already. Well, one. But, I mean, from what you've said, lazy, doesn't have any powers, kind of cringe. So, I'd probably rank her underneath Dekamori. So,
I mean, if you say so.
I mean, there's definitely one on this list who won't be in B tier from Shinibu. So, yeah.
Yes.
Get onto that later.
Boom. And another one you don't know.
Yay!
The
What a
majority of these
surprise!
you don't know.
I know, but when we make one where I make the list, there'll be ones I know more, obviously.
I mean, you'll be doing most of the talking.
I mean, yeah, scary. All right. So who is this, and what anime are they from?
Kuroko Shirai, or just Kuroko, from a certain magical index, but it's more relevant in the side story, a certain scientific railgun.
Okay.
She's an Esper, I think she's a level 4 Esper that has the ability to teleport.
Teleportation.
Cool. Not only that, but she also has some type of, technically a one-way Yuri relationship with the main character from a certain scientific railgun, which is, I've got to try to remember, it's Misaka Mikoto, that's it. Long story short, her ability is teleportation. Her place of work, or what she mainly does, is part of almost like a police force agency known as Judgment.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, they deal with crimes around the place. They look into disturbances, perhaps accidents that have happened, anything that would involve the law that isn't too major to bring in the military. They deal with.
Okay.
So normally things like if there was a bank robbery, she'd be sent out to deal with it.
Yeah.
Or if there was like destruction or vandalism, she'd be sent out to deal with it.
Basically, just a policeman
Yeah,
with
the one that
powers.
can teleport.
A teleportating policeman, which most people would be terrified of.
I mean, I would probably be like scared shitless
Just
if
hello.
a policeman just teleports in my house. It's like, do you have a license for that knife, sir? I'm just making toast.
No. You must use a butter knife, not a serrated knife.
But it is a butter knife.
I am the law. And then he
Queen
grabs the
of
knife
Spain.
and teleports away.
Or worse, teleports a knife inside of me.
I think that's very illegal.
Which Kuriko can do. Whatever she touches, she can teleport, and she can teleport herself. There is a radius to it, though, so it can't be like anywhere. There's like a set.
Oh, she can only
distance.
teleport 2 centimeters in front of her.
I don't know what the actual distance is.
Okay.
But essentially, if there was like I think the way it kind of works, she can teleport with large items, but not like really large items.
Mm.
So if it was like a propeller blade, she could teleport that.
But not the
Or at
helicopter.
least, yeah. Or probably the helicopter. I don't know. I'm not too sure. I need to look into that.
Okay.
But her main weapon are type of like iron. They're almost like iron needles or like iron rods that she like throws at people or teleports towards them.
Mm.
Usually used to like pin people against walls. If you'd have like a nail gun,
Yeah.
like cartoons or.
Yeah.
That aside, despite in her free time being somewhat of a raging lesbian, and maybe
There's a lot of those on this list.
Oh yeah, this one is also a raging lesbian. So,
How many of these characters are lesbians? Hey. I'm
where we
gonna
have
add a counter for every single time we say lesbian.
one, kind of. It's the other one that is one. The other one that is
1.5.
2.
2.5. 3, because the one we're on now.
Yes, 3, 4.
Okay, so
But I like Kuriko's character. There's a lot of like funny moments with her, and like really well badass moments.
from what you said,
Well done, characters.
teleporting, pretty cool. The smirk she's giving in that picture, kind of menacing, kind of scared. A police officer of the law, serves the country. Yes.
Academy City.
Yep. Police
You
officer
won't
of
know
the
what
law.
this.
Maybe B tier, but
Personally, I'd
whatever.
say around like lower A.
Low A, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Mainly because I know significantly a lot about.
She teleported from B to A.
Haha, magic.
Crazy.
Not magic, science.
Science. So, who is next? She's from that anime you've watched.
Cthulhu, the anime.
Yeah, I remember that now. I should have known that.
Her name is Kuko. She is, I believe, the
Cthulhu.
race are called. No, not Cthulhu. Are they called
Uh-huh.
Kuthaga or something? They're a fire deity, so to speak, in the Cthulhu mythos.
Mythos, yes.
I know very little about the whole Lovecraftian Cthulhu side of things, so I'm not too knowledgeable. But the show is based around Cthulhu, so to speak.
Mm.
Very abstract, but funny. A lot of references. Very good. I highly recommend it.
It's another comedy, is it?
Kuko. It's another comedy, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a comedy that has so many references that you would probably like it.
A JoJo ref.
There are a fair few, yeah.
Not surprising. Alright.
Ability-wise, she basically utilizes not only fire but also like certain equipment. So like drone turrets that can shoot.
Mm-hmm.
It's mainly the whole like fire manipulation and
Fire
drone
manipulation.
turrets.
And drone. Okay.
I'm trying to think of any other weapons she has. I think it's mainly just those two. Definitely more, but I think it's just those two she mainly uses.
Yeah.
Not only that, but she is probably out of this entire list of just the characters yet to be seen and the characters currently here. She's the biggest lesbian of all of them.
Great.
I can say without a doubt. When this one would choose the times to try to grope and rape the others, she'd do it every opportunity that there was.
Nice.
Even if it wasn't an opportunity, she'd still try.
She'd make the opportunity.
She is the opportunity.
Oh no. Okay, so from that, most
I
of
like
our
Cuckoo.
lesbians
Fun.
are in B,
Yes.
but she is the biggest, so maybe higher up in B, maybe?
I should just rename the D tier to be lesbian and just put them all in it.
Yeah. I mean, don't know too much about her, just from the looks. Not really doing anything for me, so I'd probably say B tier. But I'd say on the other side of Amelia.
Yes. Wait, that side
Yeah,
or
that side.
so,
Unless you have any obligations to that.
not really, no. I'd say if you're definitely looking for the comedy and erotic side of things, fits the bill perfectly with that one.
Oh yeah. So who is next? Scythe, Death Lady Woman. She has
Dullahan.
a detachable head, right?
She's a Dullahan,
Is
which
she,
are headless spirits, I think.
just by looks, I'd say A tier.
And do you know their name?
Death.
No. Lala.
Lala.
And do you know the show they're from?
Monster Musume.
Musume.
Musume. Same thing.
Yes. I'm fairly sure. Definitely in the. She must be like more relevant in the manga later on. I should probably read the manga of Monster
See,
Musume.
from all the people I've seen from Monster Musume, I think she's the one that I like the look of the most.
She's the least integrated because she appears in like the last few episodes of the anime.
Oh yeah.
But you rarely know anything about them. I think
Yeah.
she's only relevant for 2 episodes.
Oh god, yeah.
Or maybe
Just,
it's the last episode, I can't
oh,
remember.
yeah. Just from the looks, I think she's the one that I like the look of the most. But there is one that comes close, which we'll get onto soon. They're on this list. But just by looks alone, I love Death, the Death aspect, the
Yeah,
Scythe.
is that the whole like Grim Reaper
The
kind of
whole Grim
fight?
Reaper type side I like. I like that. I like the hair. Yeah. The detachable head's a interesting thing about her. So I'd give her A tier. But yeah.
I mean, it's a monster girl. You can never go wrong with
You
monster
could
girls.
never go wrong with Monster Girls unless they're a weird Monster Girl. Which is every
None of
Monster
them
Girl.
are weird monster girls. I'm gonna put them there.
Yeah, I'm alright with that.
Faputa is still stronger.
For Puta.
None can rival Faputa.
Chica is the highest at the moment. Not
I think it's
surprising.
mainly because they were the first ones we put on. We haven't
Yeah.
actually rearranged it.
Yeah, but I know there's at least 3 that are higher than Chica anyway.
Not that it
So-
really matters to rearrange.
yeah.
They're still in the
They're still
tier.
in the A. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Next. Who's next? They are from To Love Ru. I can tell by
Yes.
their hairpin.
How did I forget? No, I should have added in Peke. Fuck. Okay, no, Peke can still be a part of it. I probably saw the right. Peke's still a part of it. No. Yes.
This is what happens when we're not ready for.
Yeah.
We've been planning this for what, 2-3 weeks, and we're still adding characters.
No, this was exceptional. Peke is female, or at least has a female voice. They're a robot, but they have female voice. Peke. Yes. Look.
It's
So
Peke.
I have a strange obsession with Peke.
I mean,
Lala's cool and all, but her hairpin that's a walking wardrobe is pretty awesome.
I'm just gonna give some time for Elliot to fan boy over Peke.
Right. but back to it, yes. So Lala also
Lala.
same name as Lala.
My opinion, not as good.
Fairly sure her full name is Lala Italian Deviluk. The Devilukian species being the strongest species in the entire universe. In
Okay
the
then.
To Love Ru universe.
Okay then.
So
So
To Love Ru is an interesting one. It's the same show that Aharon is from.
yes.
But despite Haruna being the main love interest of the main character, Lala is essentially the second.
So,
However, the way she got introduced in the first season was that the main character was just having a bath, contemplating about stuff and how he keeps getting like cucked over, and his attempts fail to try and like approach Haruna. And then Lala just teleports into the bathtub completely naked, and it's like, oh shit, hi, right, okay.
relatable.
However, there's a catch there. When the main character was contemplating, he reached out like one of his hands. You know, like if you do when you're thinking about stuff, you may just like reach out your hand.
Yeah.
He essentially did that, and when Lala teleported, she teleported perfectly, so he ended up grouping one of her breasts.
Of
The thing
course.
is, though, on the Devilukian planet, that is how you propose to someone for marriage.
Of course.
So,
Because
so
why
the main
wouldn't
character,
it be?
being none the wiser, I was just like, who the hell are you? Oh shit, what did I just do? And Alice like, oh, I mean, if you want to.
Yes, I agree to this marriage.
I mean, the show does kind of like based on the fact that the main character he's now in that type of proposal sort of thing. Lala also being royalty of the Devilukian planet. I mean, the main character will become the new king of the strongest species in the universe. So it's like, ah, shit. What do I do from here?
I guess you just be in the anime. I mean, that is just being in the bath, becoming a king. Same thing.
It happens, you know. But it's a good show. I love To Love Ru. It's the first ever proper like ecchi slice of life I saw, and I'd say my favorite one I've seen. Because later on, there's like the whole dilemma of he can't really be married to someone yet also still have like a crush on this character. So it's
Yeah.
that dilemma of, oh god, what's going to happen? Like,
What?
I can't really marry both of them. That's not
What
how
do
we
I
do it.
choose?
Essentially, yeah, there's like a back and forth where it's like, shit, I can't marry both of them. That's not how it's done on Earth. Although it is in some countries. But then in season 2, I believe it's season 2, Lala's one of her younger sisters, they're twins, one of the younger sisters. So she isn't a twin to them. They're two younger sisters who are twins.
Okay.
If I worded that right. Momo and Nana.
Okay.
They're also later on the list.
Later.
Momo came up with the idea of the harem plan. So every type of female character that likes the main character, his name's Riku Yuki. Yuki. Rita, just say Rita.
Rita.
All the female characters that like him were like a dilemma. It's like, well, this can't be done. If they all like me, then I can only marry one and be in a relationship. Kind of like to be the king of the universe or to be my main love interest. What's going to happen? So
What do I
Momo came with the
choose?
idea. Yeah, so Momo came with the idea to be like, why don't we have it? So you are essentially the centerpiece of it all, and you have like multiple wives and concubines essentially.
Mm.
And the show is from that point onwards like Momo trying to get Rito to agree with the harem plan and to get like used to what it would be like to be in a relationship with many other different people, all in one massive group. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So essentially, become a harem, which kind of works. I think nearer the end of the show, like works, but it continues in the manga, of course. I
So,
can't really say too much. I don't know enough. That
ranking.
aside, I went on a tangent. Yeah, back to the
Yeah.
ranking.
So, Lala was her name, right? Or yeah. Pink hair. We all know you like that. Peke. We all know you like that.
I mean, Pek is a separate entity entirely, but still has that factor.
I'd say
Ability-wise, Lala normally comes across as that more type like carefree, clueless type because she is an
Carefree,
alien
yeah.
and not used to Earth's customs.
Mm-hmm.
But then later on, she becomes more of like the reliable older sister figure to, of course, her younger sisters when they arrive.
Yeah.
And she is extremely powerful when she uses her abilities in the later seasons.
Yeah.
So combat-wise, I'd say pretty good. Appearance-wise, pretty hot. And
Yep.
ranking, not too sure. I'd definitely say like around high
B.
BD. They're the main like centerpiece of the first season, essentially, but in like the later seasons, you see
lost.
significantly like less and less of them.
Yeah.
So really relevant in the first season, then practically not at all in the others.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine with high B.
Just gonna say like probably middle.
Middle B, yeah. Middle B, yeah.
I think Hibari.
Yeah. I'm alright with that. Who's next? This is from the maid thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is this the main one?
Not the main one, no.
Not the main one. Oh, is this the drunk? Is this one drunk all the time?
Not drunk. It's the Quetzalcoatl, the ex-goddess Lokoa.
Okay, then. I think this is the one Nathaniel likes.
Yeah, it is. Nathaniel will probably have a large say in this matter.
D-tier. Anyway, so again, don't know much.
D for the double D.
D. That would be quadruple D. D for the DD.
What have I done?
A tier.
I'd say because from the show being a dragon and whatnot, and also being an ex-goddess, her dragon form is surprisingly on the colossal scale.
Oh.
It's massive. Like, whew. Scale-wise, the best I could describe it, think if Jormungandr, the world serpent, wasn't as long as the entire world, I was a bit smaller.
Okay, then. So not world, but just nearly the world, then.
Well, ex-goddess, big-ass dragon form. Surprisingly enough, despite having a massive dragon form, Ilulu still has bigger breasts. Which I'm surprised.
You mean flame sex?
Yes, sorry, my apologies, flame sex.
So, yeah.
I see because of her powers and like her abilities with stuff and the role she plays. I don't think she's shown too much in the first season.
I've
Mainly more in
seen
the
her a
second.
couple of times.
There's a fair bit of cosplay revolving around Lokoa.
It's probably good. It's easy.
Probably.
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
I think she's kind of like the kind that is unintentionally erotic.
Yeah.
She's naturally erotic, knows that she is, but doesn't really like plan it out or what's the right wording for it. She's aware but doesn't do it intentionally. Or like on purpose. I
Yeah.
think. I could be mistaken about that.
She does
I'll
it
be corrected
accidentally.
something. Not accidental. She knows that she's
But-
doing it.
Yeah, okay.
I guess it's not so much like doing it for any type of
Just doing it
monetary
because
gain.
why not? She can do it, so she does it.
Yet again, controversy. This is going to have many different opinions. Just
Yeah.
ignore everything I say. Big boober dragon woman.
Yeah, Nathaniel, we're looking at you. You're probably gonna be mad, but yeah.
I'd probably say their standing would
Yeah.
maybe be
Be
lower than
lower.
I'm
It can
really
go
not
both
sure.
ways.
It's hard to say.
Let's please Nathaniel by putting her higher, just a little bit.
By Eris. There we
Yeah, sure.
go.
So,
That would do.
that would do. So
We'll leave it there.
So how many? Let's do a quick count.
Of how many we've done, or how many we have left?
How many we have done? Why not?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 13. 2, 3, 4, 5,
14,
6,
16,
7,
16.
16. 29 in total.
Plus the 3, so 20, 30.
Oh yeah. 32.
32 out of 110.
Oh boy, well, for little sneak peeks, I only show like one line at a time. I shall slowly go through the rest that we have.
No.
And then we shall.
Yeah, okay.
Should I?
I don't know. Show
should I
one
just
more
leave
line.
it?
No. Let's not. Leave them. We'll leave them waiting.
If
So
you insist.
we have been doing this for what, 2 hours, basically.
Most of it being technical difficulties and fucking up a few things here and there.
So, but we are going to end this episode here.
Yep, leave it there for the night. Start again another day. The second part.
I hope maybe next week. Yeah.
Maybe next week.
Next week, maybe in a fortnight, we will do episode part 2 of this, where we will be finishing, maybe finishing this.
Yeah, there's no guarantee.
There's no guarantee. We may make it a 3-parter. I don't know, but this is the end of the first episode of the Broken Weeb podcast.
We hope you enjoyed. It's very short. Well, not short. It's quite
but
long. Doubt you could even be staying this
too,
far.
yeah. If you're still here, thank you.
If more than thank you, why? Why are you still here?
I guess they were waiting to see who else was in this, and their waifu hasn't appeared yet, and they have to wait till part 2.
Maybe it never will. Who knows?
Maybe their waifu could be on this line right now, and they're just on the verge of knowing. This is the end.
Yes. Goodbye.
Goodbye.